I call to order this regular meeting of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris this Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. The time is now 7 p.m. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, a notice of this meeting was emailed to the Daily Record and the Morris Newsbee on January 3rd, 2025, and posted on the Township of Morris website. The agenda and resolutions for this meeting are available at morristwp.com under the Agenda Center. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Notice to members of the governing body and township staff, any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purpose of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Grayzel.
Here.
Mr. Gyorfy.
Here.
Mr. Ravitz.
Here.
Mr. Jonnada.
Here.
Mayor Guariglia.
Here. Please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from October 15th, 2025, the closed and regular minutes by one motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hold on one sec. How many attendees? Our first public commentary. There are currently 5 members of the public joining us via Zoom and 1 in person. At this time, we will open the meeting to public comment. We'll first take comments from in-person attendees first, and then we'll switch over to Zoom. Please raise your hand on Zoom if you would like to speak. Please state your name and if you are a resident or non-resident for the record before speaking. And please note that comments are limited to 5 minutes per speaker. If you have questions you would like answered, your remaining time to speak will be yielded back for this purpose. Is there a motion to open public comment?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Would you like to speak?
Just thank you all.
You can say it on the microphone, so it's in the record.
Yeah.
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 Put it in the record if it's a thank you.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we like compliments.
We like that.
Perfect. Jennifer Nielsen. I live at 17 Egbert Avenue in Morristown. And I thank you all very much for bringing the Climate Superfund Act resolution support to a vote today.
Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Seeing no hands raised on Zoom, is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This evening, we have 2 ordinances scheduled for public hearing and adoption. Madam Clerk, please read the title of ordinance 27-25 into the record, after which we will open the public hearing.
Ordinance 27-25, an ordinance amending Chapter 88 entitled Vehicle and Traffic, Article 2A, Section 88-2A.2 and Schedule 2, handicapped parking spaces. Note, to remove a designated handicapped parking spot at 15 Emmett Avenue.
We will take comments from in-person attendees first, then we'll switch over to Zoom. Please virtually raise your hand on Zoom if you would like to speak. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 27-25?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak? Seeing no hands raised on Zoom, is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 27-25?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion or any questions? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Gyorfy?
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada?
Yes.
Mr. Grayzel?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 27-25 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish proper notice thereof in the official newspaper. Madam Clerk, please read the title of ordinance 28-25 into the record, after which we will open the public hearing.
Ordinance 28-25, an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Morris, amending Chapter 88 entitled Vehicles and Traffic, adding Articles 23, Bicycles and Scooters. Note, regulates the use of bicycles, scooters, and e-bikes.
We will take comments from in-person attendees first, then we'll switch over to Zoom. Please raise your hand on Zoom if you would like to speak. May I have a motion to open the public comment on ordinance number 28-25?
So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak? Seeing no hands raised on Zoom, is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 28-25?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion or questions? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Grayzel,
Yes.
Mr. Gyorfy,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. I, Donna J. Guariglia, Mayor, declare ordinance number 28-25 approved and adopted, and direct the Township Clerk to publish proper notice thereof in the official newspaper. Resolutions. We have 15 resolutions on tonight's agenda. The final item, Resolution 267-25, was added earlier today, and it pertains to the appointment of Aiden S. Fernandez as probationary firefighter, Class 2, for the Morris Township Fire Department, effective January 5th, 2026. Committeeman Gyorfy will recuse himself from the R 267-25 due to his role in the fire department. We will take a separate vote on this last resolution. May I have a motion to approve resolution numbers 253-25 through 266-25 by one motion?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Grayzel,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Gyorfy,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 267-25?
So moved.
Yeah, so moved. Or second. Oh, I'm playing with my phone.
You have that, Sue?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Grayzel,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. On the consent calendar, we have two items this evening. Can I have a motion to approve the items on the consent calendar by one motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are currently five members of the joining us via Zoom and two members in person. At this time, we will open the meeting to public comment.
Monthly reports?
Monthly report and bills.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I skipped that whole page. It's the last meeting of the year.
Yes.
Consideration of monthly reports. The following reports are on file in the office of the Township Clerk and Township Administrator. September 2025 Fire, October 2025 Police, Fire, and Joint Court, November 2025 Library and Tax Collector, and December 2025 the Morris Township Library. Can I have a motion to approve the monthly reports?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Claims for payment and list of bills and vouchers. The total amount of bills and vouchers for this meeting is $9,233,279.51. We are also the tax collector for the school district, the library, and the county. May I have a motion to approve the list of bills and vouchers?
So moved.
Seconded.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Gyorfy,
Yes.
Mr. Grayzel,
Yes.
Mr. Jonnada,
Yes.
Mayor Guariglia.
Yes. We have received for the record 7 tax appeals. We will now do our standing committee reports and commentary by the Township Committee. At this time, we'll start with Committeeman Jonnada.
Thank you, Mayor. First, with the Transportation Committee, we're thankful that an ordinance has been just passed for dealing with e-bikes and e-scooters, which have become more prevalent in the area. And many people agree that there needs to be a regulation for them, for everyone's safety. There is a bill through the lame duck state legislature dealing with e-bikes, which seems to go much further than this ordinance, but we'll deal with that when it passes. Meanwhile, at least we have this ordinance on the books. I also want to congratulate Betty Simmons, who had recently resigned from TAC, since she's heading one of Mikey Sherrill's transition committee on dealing with education, and will most likely work with Governor Sherrill's team dealing with education matters. And with the Environmental Commission, we recently attended the Sustainable Jersey Luncheon at the League of Municipalities Convention, Atlantic City, along with the Green Team members, Catherine Horahan and Barbara Buda, to receive the Bronze Award plaque, which you can see outside. And last week, I also attended an environmental collaboration session hosted by ANJAC, and along with Chair Brian Morgan and Catherine Horahan, along with members of neighboring environmental commissions from Morris County. We learned about new initiatives regarding composting and food waste, and I've heard that there's a large biofuel facility that's being built in Linden, which happens to be the largest on the East Coast and possibly in the country. And there's also a presentation on building mini forests, which was given by Susan and John Lithgow, since they're moving from the concept of just planting native plants to planting native trees on our yards wherever feasible. And just last Friday, members of the EC toured our Department of Public Works yard, as well as a nearby Morris County yard waste facility. And we toured the Butterworth pollinator garden and meadow during its winter session. It was interesting to see where our waste products go and how they are handled. And because normally we just think of them, we don't even think about them, but it's just how, along with our sewer tour earlier this year, we just see another side of things and how we handle waste. And I thought it was just interesting to do. And as I mentioned last month, I spoke at the Burnham Park on November 15th at the dedication of a Liberty Tree, which was presented by the Jockey Hollow chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. I spoke about the historical significance about the area, since it was the location of the artillery park of the Continental Army led by General Henry Knox. There's a YouTube video and a Morristown Green article about this that is floating around, and anybody who's interested can just look at it. And this past weekend was a weekend that saw many tragic events which have overwhelmed this nation and the world with grief. The shooting at Brown University was horrendous enough, with the murder of 2 students and the wounding of several more. The killer is still at large, and so far the motive is unknown. And this was also near the 13th anniversary of the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary, where 20 children were killed and along with 6 adults. On the other side of the globe, another shooting occurred at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, where a local Jewish community were in the midst of celebrating the first day of Hanukkah. There, at least 15 people were killed, including a 9-year-old child and a survivor of the Holocaust. It's thankful that a bystander risked his own life in stopping one of the shooters. But here, clearly the motive was anti-Semitism, which is an ancient form of hatred. Then we heard of the family tragedy of the deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife by their own son. Rob Reiner was a talented actor and a great director who made many memorable films, which we still quote. And of course, his movies have great writers, but the film is a written word come to life, and he was a great director who was able to convey that to the audience. Tragedies hit hardest when they happen during this festive time, yet our spirits endure in spite of it all. This was conveyed to me when I attended the lighting of the menorah along with members of the committee here, along with Morristown Town Council members and State Senator Tony Bucco. The rabbi who led the ceremony reminded us of how the lighting of the menorah is symbolic of how good overcomes the evil in this world. Many faiths have such festivals of light. Hanukkah, of course, is the Jewish festival of light, which commemorates the Jewish liberation in Jerusalem and the worship at the temple. Last month, the Indians celebrated Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights, commemorating the defeat of the demon world. And this Christmas season have lights both indoors and out, commemorating the birth of the baby Jesus, who was seen by Christians as the light of the world. All these days, or holidays, or holy days, symbolize light overcoming darkness. As we celebrate this time, we strive to let light overcome darkness whenever and however that dark times happen. May we all have a blessed holiday time and a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Committeeman Jonnada. And if people do get the chance, listen to his speech he did at Burnham Park. It really was excellent. You did a very good job. Thank you. Committeeman Gyorfy.
Thank you, Mayor. Earlier this month, Mayor Guariglia, Administrator Quinn, and I went to a meeting hosted by Mayor of Hanover Township Pace Gallagher with the Water Authority as a follow-up to a series of meetings that the four towns have had with SMUCA over the past several years. SMUCA came to our meeting last month to provide their presentation and updates to the Township Committee. And since then, the Township has been engaged with Hanover, Morristown, and Morris Plains to continue pushing forth our efforts to get the utility to replace lead and galvanized water service lines for residents. So for those who aren't aware of the issue, the state passed a law in 2021 requiring all private water authorities to replace lead and galvanized water service lines to homeowners at no cost. However, in that law, while all the lead and galvanized pipes have to be replaced by 2031, those served by public utilities the utilities themselves are not required to replace those lines for the homeowners. Homeowners have to replace them themselves. So Morris Township, Morris Plains, Morris Town, and Hanover all have a public utility that was formed decades ago. And because of that discrepancy in the law, our homeowners are stuck with $10,000 to $12,000 bills to replace their water lines. So since then, the health department has the list of identified lead water lines in Morris Township, and they said at the Board of Health meeting tonight that they'll be doing outreach to those residents to make sure they're following all safety protocols. And since our meeting with SMUCA in Hanover Township the other week, we asked SMUCA to come back to the towns within 45 days with a plan to replace all lead lines immediately and to finance the galvanized replacements over an extended period. So the four towns are awaiting a response from the water utility. I believe Mayor Gallagher is going to schedule a meeting in mid-January, and then we'll have a better update for the public. If you do have a lead or galvanized pipe, and we're planning to replace that soon, I would hold off until we have a plan for the water authority to do that work for you. That's my
Thank you.
report.
Thank you. Committeeman Ravitz.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. First, I'll be brief. First, I want to congratulate Aiden Fernandez on becoming a probationary firefighter class 2, which becomes effective in January. I also want to congratulate Corey Russo for his attaining the position of probationary patrol officer, and he began his service this past September. As we close out the year, it's worth pausing to recognize something that doesn't always make headlines, but should, and that's good, steady, community-focused governance. Your township committee has met a real challenge head-on. At a time when families across New Jersey and the nation are feeling the pressure of higher costs, economic uncertainty, and tightening household budgets, Morris Township has stayed true to a simple promise: deliver strong services, protect taxpayers, and keep our community moving forward together. This year, Morris Township not only maintained essential services, we enhanced them wherever possible. Public safety remained our top priority. Our roads, parks, and public spaces continued to be cared for. Community programs that make Morris Township such a great place to live were preserved and strengthened. And all of this was accomplished while keeping taxes stable and amongst the lowest in Morris County. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because disciplined budgeting, long-term planning, and a commitment to making thoughtful choices rather than flashy ones. It happened because the Township Committee understands that every tax dollar is somebody's hard work and that fiscal responsibility and quality services are not opposing goals. They go hand in hand. Just as important, this year reminded us that Morris Township is more than a line item in a budget. It's a community. In challenging economic times, residents, volunteers, township staff, and local leaders pulled together. We supported one another, stayed focused on what matters, and proved that when times get tough, Morris Township gets stronger, and our diversity makes us even stronger. As we look ahead to the new year, there is a real reason for optimism. We've shown that smart, pragmatic leadership works. We've shown that we can protect taxpayers without sacrificing the quality of life that defines our town. And we've shown that even in uncertain times, a community grounded in trust, cooperation, and shared values can thrive. And that's something to be proud of and something to build on in the year ahead. It's been a while since I've said in my commentary that we have more in common than should ever divide us. We are divided by what we see and read on social media, much of it with the intent on keeping us divided and staying angry and blaming our fellow Americans. We will overcome this division by once again engaging our fellow Americans in conversation and not talking at each other. And finally, whatever you celebrate and however you celebrate it, I wish everyone a happy and safe holiday season and a wondrous new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Grayzel.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank Committeeman Jonnada for his comments regarding the two shootings this weekend. I personally was numb on Sunday and on the verge of tears virtually the entire day. I'm a father of a college student, and I went to bed very troubled on Saturday night, given what happened at Brown. And I woke up on Sunday morning as a very scared member of the Jewish community here with what happened down in Australia. I fear that gun violence is being normalized in our country, and the fact that one of the kids in lockdown at Brown University was a survivor of Parkland down in Florida is just unconscionable, that we have students now going through this multiple times in their lives. And I can't imagine how traumatic that is for them and their families. And since since 2019, when I was first mayor here, I took a pledge for the Mayors Against Illegal Guns and became a fighter of gun violence in our community, and always have been outspoken every time I get the chance to do so on the dais, and taking that opportunity again tonight. Because I fear for our country. I fear for the guns on our streets. I talk about how it affects so many facets of our society, our kids going to school scared. And I speak about it when we have police, promotions and swearing in, that it makes policing really hard because they don't know what's inside the car when they pull a car over, and a simple, stop could turn into something much worse. It is affecting the fabric of our society in so many ways, and it has to stop. I don't want it to be normalized. I hope everybody listening to me will not allow it to be normalized and just say it's another shooting. We have to keep speaking out against the gun violence. We have to have more gun control in this country, or else I fear that the mass shootings are going to increase. And unfortunately, as a member of the Jewish community, I am so fearful that there's going to be an attack like happened in Australia in our country. And as we head into the Festival of Lights and Hanukkah, there's extra police security at all of these events. There's extra police security at all the synagogues for their events. And that's no way to live as an American, requiring the security of of the police officers like we get, and we're so grateful. The Jewish community is so grateful for the support we get from the law enforcement community to support us and protect us. But that's no way to live, and we need to continue to work really hard in having more gun control in this country and being loud voices, and just keep it up until something happens. When enough people start yelling and screaming and putting their heads out the window that I'm not going to take it anymore, that's when things are going to change. So I encourage everybody listening to me tonight to keep raising their voices every single chance they can, as I try to do here today. I will now just say thank you to our governing body here for an amazing year. I am honored to sit up here with all of you, as always. We do a great job here in Morris Township, and that doesn't just come from the governing body, but from the employees and Mr. Quinn, who leads the charge here at Town Hall. So I wanted to thank all our employees for delivering for Morris Township, doing a great job. We talked about it earlier at the Board of Health, how department after department delivers for our residents and does such a great job. And thank you, Tim, for leading it all and running such a tight ship here. It's really, really great. And I also, as always, want to thank the volunteers who come out and volunteer for all our boards and committees. Morris Township doesn't just run with the governing body here and the employees that work at Town Hall, but we have tons of resident-supported and volunteer-run committees that provide a great service and provide great input to all of us so that we can do the good work that we do. So I want to thank all the volunteers for stepping up on behalf of the other residents in Morris Township, and thank them for their service for making our community a better place for all of us. With that, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, whatever else everybody else might be celebrating, but have a great new year and look forward to 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I just really have one quick update, and that's just about the senior citizens and their committee. And this early in December, the senior club holds a luncheon. It's really nice. It brings out a lot of our seniors, and we really appreciate that they can celebrate. So it was nice to be there. And before I have some closing remarks just about on how this year went, I do want to also quickly, I have to give a shout out, because as we continue to wrap up on the affordable housing, I just want to say we can't thank all of our professionals enough, and that includes Paul Phillips and Liz Laney and Steve Warner, our attorney, and Jared Cantor, who also helps out, and Tim Quinn, who have just done an incredibly outstanding job in a very short period of time. So just want to thank them. As we approach the end of another year, I do want to take a moment to reflect on the dedicated support and involvement we've shared here in Morris Township. One of the reasons we continue to be such a great town is because we do have people who engage and participate in a way that many other communities envy. Over the years, the change in the makeup of the Township Committee and the level of transparency has led to a much more inclusive environment that we always try to improve upon. The early leadership of former mayors Jeff Grayzel, Kathy Wilson, followed by Mark Gyorfy, transformed a once hands-off, stop-the-noise, closed-door approach, and they put an end to that. Committeeman Ravitz and Jonnada have always shared insight and history lessons that make all of us think deeper and give context to situations not all of us always consider. And as Committeeman Ravitz always wraps up his remarks, kindness is the key at the end of the day. This year has been marked by significant accomplishments, but it's also been a time where the little victories have truly shown the strength and resilience of our community. We have seen employee retirements of some of our most valued workers who dedicated many years of service to making Morris Township thrive every day. We've also seen our new employees step in and not skip a beat to continue the excellence that we require. We are so appreciative and thank our township staff under the direction of Tim Quinn, who not only keeps everyone rowing in the same direction, but he personally does things for his staff that go above and beyond to recognize their service. Our professionals fall into this same category of excellence and perseverance, the diligence and determination of our planners, engineer, affordable housing attorney to meet every timeline, get the details right, and fine-tune every aspect of the affordable housing obligations has been second to none. And I do have to include our engineer, Joe Vooch, in that. We also express our heartfelt gratitude to our men and women of our police, fire, EMS, and support staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Your unwavering efforts towards safety and the community's well-being do not go unnoticed, especially noting our DPW, who at this time of year stay up late hours of the day and night to keep our roads clear and make sure we can get our kids to school and we can all get to work on time. In our commitment to making our local government more open and inclusive, we have taken important steps to ensure that every voice is heard. From hosting coffee with the mayor, addressing where we have fallen short on timely correspondence to residents and make improvements there, continually searching for new initiatives for more collaboration and feedback. We have always worked harder to foster an environment where everyone feels welcome to share their thoughts and ideas. While we celebrate the larger milestones, such as the navigation of our fourth round affordable housing commitment, the completion of our Collinsville playground, the prospect of our new community center and senior bus, the world-class Red Bulls facility, the successful initiatives aimed at improving infrastructure and public safety and connectivity throughout the township, we must also recognize everyday contributions that make the town thrive. Whether it's a neighbor helping another with a problem, growing our Pride event, local businesses supporting our community events, volunteers organizing cleanup days, rallies, walks, and bike rides through our parks, these small acts of kindness and collaboration play a vital role in our success. As we look ahead to the new year, let's continue to embrace the spirit of inclusivity and openness. Let's keep the lines of communication flowing and remain engaged in the decisions that affect our lives. This will be a tough financial year coming up, and we will need to be fiscally responsible for our efforts more than ever. But together, we can ensure that Morris Township not only succeeds in grand initiatives, but flourishes in the everyday moments that define who we are. Thank you for your continued commitment to our community. We are all wishing you a very joyful holiday season and a very prosperous new year. Thank you all so much. At this time, we will open our second round of the public commentary. Is there a motion to open the public commentary?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do need to add, there are currently 4 members that are joining us via Zoom and 4 that are here in person. So if you raise your hand on Zoom if you would like to speak, but we'll take residents here in person first. So would anybody like to approach the podium? And please state your name and if you're a resident or non-resident.
Lee Goldberg, 10 Arrowhead Road. Good evening. Just a quick question, maybe Mark, if you happen to know, on the SMUCA issue with the pipes and the galvanized and the lead. Is the galvanized issue, is it only galvanized that, I don't understand a lot about it, that's leading up from the road to the house, or is it also galvanized within houses, or any sense on that? Or
So, SMUCA is responsible for, and according to their founding documents, they're responsible for all pipe leading up to the curb stop.
to the curb stop?
However, since the state mandated private utilities to replace from the curb stop to the meter, which is the private property, the 4 towns believe that SMUCA should be consistent with that approach, since people living across the street from you in Florham Park will not have to pay a dime to replace their lines. But if you have galvanized or lead, you'll have to pay $10,000 to $12,000.
Right.
So we're advocating for consistency and fairness, especially with folks with lead. But yeah, so there is potential that if you have lead or galvanized going to your home, that you also have that in your home.
Correct.
So, but yeah, so we're advocating they replace into the
To the
home.
meter, to the
homeowner will have to replace whatever's in their home.
in there. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate it. Sure.
Can I add one comment to that? Recently, we had some gas lines replaced in Morris Township right throughout the town. And just as another example, the utility replaced the gas lines leading up to the meter on the house. So if we followed that model, and I agree with Mr. Gyorfy and everything that he says, we should be replacing all the pipes up to the meter.
We're sitting in Hanover 2 weeks ago, and the water utility is saying we're not replacing service lines on private property. And I said, PSE&G was at my house today replacing my gas line to my meter for free. So there's the precedent here. Residents don't care whether it's a water utility or the gas utility.
Right.
They expect that if there's an issue that is dealing with the health and safety and well-being of the homeowner, that the utility is going to do the right thing and replace the line.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for elaborating on that, and also for the leadership in coming together with the other towns to take on the topic. Appreciate it. I do just have a couple of questions on some of the resolutions tonight, so I'll just sort of at the treetops level try to get an understanding of them. On the resolutions for Gregory and Stiles Ave, I think it's about $400,000 in spend total on here, if I'm calculating that correctly, or about 390. What is that project or pumping station? Just a high level overview on what's involved there, what we're facing.
Those are to measure the flow that we get from marsh plains.
The flow, sewer flow.
Right, we take all the marsh plains affluent, and this is upgrading so that for the proper billing and to manage what they're sending to our sewer plant, we know what we're getting.
Okay, gotcha. So it's just an upgrade to existing infrastructure that's already there to...
That is correct.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. For Resolution 26425, references a settlement agreement between the Township of Morris, Russo Acquisitions LLC, and SL Acquisitions LLC. What's the just broad topic there?
The old All Souls Hospital on Mount Campbell Avenue for an affordable housing site, along with market rate units. It was part of our third round. It did not get accomplished because of challenges having the two municipalities together. It's part of our fourth round now, and we've come to an agreement with the developer to meet our obligation.
To meet our obligation, so to meet part of our obligation on that site?
For affordable housing, yes.
On that particular site?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you so much. That's super helpful. And then there's also, if there was a lot of talk earlier about affordable housing. Obviously, there's a lot upon us about it. There's another resolution that references a mediation agreement that was before the housing, the Affirmative Housing Dispute Resolution Committee. Was there a dispute about the affordable housing thing that we got resolved, or?
No, this is all part of the process.
Okay, so that's just a sort of administrative.
And it's basically confirming everything that the planning board did back in June that was then endorsed by the governing body, and now adding, maybe we had two projects from the third round that are to make sure that they're going to be completed also. So it's all part of the process that has to be done.
Gotcha.
By December 31st.
Very multi-threaded. Thank you so much. And one more resolution again, tied to affordable housing, that sort of topic of the moment, to take Mr. Phillips's spend, I guess, from 25 to 115,000, not to exceed, I guess, in the budget, or how those monies get allocated. That's a huge sort of jump. So is it correct to assume that we're expecting a lot more work for him in the upcoming year affiliated with round 4, or is this for already services rendered, or?
This was for the 2026 and putting everything together for our affordable housing plan. And yes, there will be more going into 2026, because now we have, after our plan is determined to be compliant, we then have to start the process of doing all of the ordinances, and then there'll be more action before the planning board to approve those projects. So there's still quite a bit of work to be done.
All right.
But it does come from our Affordable Housing Trust Fund.
Okay, thank you so much. To Mr. Ravitz's point earlier about good governance, and implementing good governance here in Morris Township, just an idea. I know a number of years ago, we did a public session on how the zoning boards and planning boards operate. There was some instruction and information provided to the public on affordable housing and and what it all means. So I don't know if Mr. Phillips or somehow we can perhaps look to in 2026 get out in front of that and do a public session on the new areas within town that might be impacted, and just to sort of get out ahead of it. I think that would align with sort of good governance as well, and I know be appreciated by a lot of folks. It's just an idea you probably already thought about. I see you're shaking your head.
Yeah,
so.
no, we actually even talked about it a little bit earlier tonight. And
Oh,
then
okay.
we did the same when we did the original, just about all the new affordable housing when round 4 came up. But absolutely, and we
Yeah.
are committed to doing that so that the public
Okay.
has a better understanding and sooner in enough time so that.
All right, super. That'll be, I believe, super appreciated by many, and educational as well. And just want to thank you all for your continued service on behalf of us all and the work and time that you dedicate to the residents of Morris Township to keep improving things here. I appreciate your comments, Donna, on the sort of change in tone and tenor over the last, I don't know, 8-9 years, however long time flies, but appreciate all the pushing of information to us in the public. And lastly, to your point about losing some professionals, want to just also personally thank Sonia Santiago, who I know is leaving us. I've been serving with her on the zoning board and been in probably hundreds of meetings with her over the last 25 years, and I've certainly learned a lot from her, and she's been an invaluable resource to myself and to many in the public, as well as to the many applicants that come before us. And she's really done an amazing job of work ethic, attention to detail, and keeping things running smoothly. So she's going to be sorely missed, but naturally we wish her well, as well as Dave Hansen, who left us earlier this year, and Jim Slade, all who gave tremendous contributions and were a help to me and to many residents throughout the year. So we appreciate their time and attention here in the township and wish them the best and have a happy holidays.
Well, thank you. And yeah, she definitely was one of the best. And Mr. Goldberg, I'm glad I bumped into you at the winter market and said, gee, Lee, we haven't seen you in a while. Why haven't you come? So appreciate you coming out. Really do. It's good to see you. Always appreciate your comments and your insight. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here in person who would like to approach the podium?
Hi, Charlie Schachter, 10 Raleigh Court. I've been a resident of Morris Township for 21 years now, and love living here and appreciate what the government does and all of your work. I know all of you somewhat personally, and I again thank you for another great year. I'm here because I'd like to speak about an issue that is at the intersection of the environment, which I care a lot about, and also our health, which we also, all of us, I think, care a lot about. Specifically, that issue is the gas-powered leaf blower. I know many people have come and spoken to you about this already, or at least a few have. And I know that it became a big issue during the pandemic when everyone was home, and noise is really what I think drove people to come to you probably for some kind of resolution. While I'm concerned about noise, and noise is a legitimate health issue, I think that we're ignoring a much greater health issue, which is the air pollution that these devices create, which is really uniquely harmful and dangerous. I've learned a lot about this subject, and as a result, I've decided to advocate for some sort of a change here in Morris Township where we at least consider some level of regulation of these devices. I recently met with a group of people from both Chatham Borough and Chatham Township, as well as Madison. All three of those communities are starting to consider this idea as well. And these are clearly our neighbors and our peers and people with whom I would hope we have the same kinds of values and thoughts. So in that regard, I've done the following. I've started a petition, and I just want to say that I am acting on my own behalf. I'm not acting as a part of the Environmental Commission in doing this. So I've started a petition, asking people to support the idea that Morris Township should regulate two-stroke gas engine leaf blowers on some level. That, of course, would be up to you. But I think that beginning to think about this issue and thinking about how we can start addressing it is the right first step. I have recommendations, of course, about how they could be regulated. And I would love to present those ideas of what the solution is, as well as more details about the problem. So if possible, I would love to see if I could get a time at one of your future meetings in the spring to discuss this issue and basically offer a presentation, 25 minutes, to give you facts and talk to you about what other communities are doing and really open up this subject for discussion because I think its time has come. And like I said, this is not about noise or nuisance or any of those things. This is really about public health. And I think that we're going to look back on these things in a few more years, maybe 5 or 10 years, the way we look at indoor smoking today. No one would ever think about lighting up a cigarette in this room, but I'm sure 20, 30, 40 years ago that happened regularly. So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And again, request, I don't know how this is done, if there's a formal process, but I wanted to request a time where I could give you guys a little bit more information and again, perhaps open up a discussion.
So, Charlie, certainly we're open to hearing a presentation, and you and I sat down and have talked about this a little. So always the Township Committee is very willing to hear what you have to say. And I do want to let you know that even with the surrounding municipalities, we do get together, the mayors, and talk about some of these issues. So as the Chathams and Madison are also looking into this. So certainly in the new year, I would say, it's something that we would definitely, I know you've done a lot of research on it and you have a lot of information that you would like to share. Certainly willing to listen and learn more. And
I would appreciate that very much. And I don't want to take any valuable time from, maybe in January you have a reorganization meeting and that's got,
I
time
would say
limits.
probably further out.
So
We have
maybe,
budget
yes,
and reorg.
if we can do something in the spring,
at some point.
I would be more than happy. I will bring with me at that time other people to speak about this. Again, I've already started to gather, I think, a significant number of signatures, and I hope to get many, many, many more before I come back. And I might even invite, for example, I went to a meeting in Maplewood.
Mr. Shackner, you have 30 seconds.
Sorry, where the head of the Department of Public Works in Maplewood talked about their experience of transitioning to all electric, and it has been 100% positive for them, and he's willing to attest to that fact. Again, he's the director of the DPW in Maplewood. So thank you for your time. And again, best wishes for happy holidays and a happy new year.
Thank you. Same to you. Is there
Mayor?
anyone else?
Mayor, can I make a
Yes.
comment, please? Thank you. So thank you, Mr. Schachter. I too would love to see some kind of ban on leaf blowers. I hate the noise and I hate the pollution myself. So thank you for your efforts there. But I think back to when we started talking about banning plastic bags, and we got together with Chatham Township and Chatham Borough and Madison, and we, as 4 communities, I believe it was all 4 communities, came together at once and did a plastic bag ban together, and we agreed on what the limitations should be, and that was an impetus, I think, for the state to start moving forward on that front too. So if we could work together with the other towns and coming together on deciding what works best for some kind of ban, a limited ban we might start with, I think that would be a great approach, working with the other towns to do that. You and I have spoken also. One of the considerations we have here in Morris Township is there are some very large properties, and it's okay to do that. It's easy to do that in Maplewood when everybody's got like a much smaller quarter-acre lot in Maplewood. When you have multi-acre lots here in Morris Township, it is much more difficult, and we just have to be cognizant of what those homeowners go through as well. So maybe there'd be a little dispensation for larger lots. But we need to take a step forward. We need to find a way to cleaner air in our community. So anyway, thank you. I'll leave it there. Thank you, and look forward to further discussion.
Thank you.
Again, Jennifer Nielsen, 17 Egbert Avenue. Since I'm here, I want to say I am also 1,000% in favor of leaf blower bans. It's terrible for the men mostly who carry those as well. and it's healthier for the soils. And so I'll be signing your petition and helping you. And also, thank you so much you're absolutely right. The services in this town are spectacular. My husband and I are always thanking you to each other. So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. We really appreciate the feedback. Anyone else here in person? Seeing no hands raised, may I have a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The time is now 7:50. Can I have a motion to adjourn the regular session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next to convene on Wednesday, our next meeting will convene on Wednesday, January 7th, 2025 at 7 PM for the reorganization. 2026. 2026 for the reorganization meeting right here in the municipal building. Our next regularly scheduled Township Committee meeting will be Wednesday, January 21st, 7 PM right here as well. So thank you all very much. Everybody have a great holiday season. Take care, be safe, and we will see you in 2026. Good night.
Thank you for coming out, everybody.